Hello dear viewers, this is George from Ireland, and here I am outside Chatham House on St James's Square, London. And so there you can see, it's a rather attractive brown stone, early 18th century edifice. So a little bit about the famous people who lived in there. First of all was Pitt the Elder, also known by his title the Earl of Chatham. So he took that title from the Kent town where he had extensive estates. His father, Diamond Pitt, as he was known, had made his fortune in India with the Honourable East India Company, and that's how Pitt the Elder went into politics, eventually became Prime Minister, and got the United Kingdom through the 7 Years' War, but was a manic depressive, but a bit like Churchill. In his episodes of buoyancy, he could inspire those around him with optimism and fighting spirit. And his son, Pitt the Younger, was a Prime Minister later after him, one of only two pairs of father and son Prime Ministers, the other being George Grenville and then Lord Grenville. Anyway, who else lived here? Well, the Earl of Derby, who was a Whig and led his supporters over to the... Wait a second, other way around, was a Tory, led his supporters over to the Whigs. The Derby Dilly, when that faction split, he lived in this house as well, and later William Ewart Gladstone, having once been the rising hope of the stern, unbending Tories, he later helped to found the Liberal Party. It was founded only on King Street, which is over that way. Can we see the turn off to King Street? I think we can. Only about a quarter of a mile away from where the Liberal Party was founded in 1859, and all they could agree on at the time was Italian independence, as in breaking away from Austria-Hungary, or Austria as it was at that time. So Gladstone, well, this is where he sometimes brought back fallen women. He went out to look for prostitutes and bring them back from prayer meetings. You can imagine what his political opponents made of that. So people said to him, "William, when you're saving fallen women, save one for me." And then in his diary, he would flagellate himself after he had brought back one of these ladies of the night to teach them the ways of Christ, because presumably he felt a little bit tempted, though he swore to his son that he was never once unfaithful to the marital bed. So yeah, that's where Gladstone lived, the last really renowned Liberal Prime Minister until Lloyd George. So it's now Chatham House, and it's a foreign affairs institute which is based in there, and they often talk about Chatham House rules, as in things which are said there are not to be revealed in public, not to be told in the newspapers, not entirely observed anymore. So it's called Chatham House because its first notable owner, the Earl of Chatham, more commonly called Pitt the Elder. So very worth it if you can get to work in there. Occasionally got events open to the public when notable figures from the worlds of diplomacy come to give orations on matters of public concern. So that's enough from Chatham House, London.